Good day. Good morning. Good day. Good evening. This is YieldMaxMindset. Wishing and saying a happy New Year's to each and every one at the sound of my voice. This is my RobinHood portfolio and my Charles Schwab portfolio review for year 2, week 18. All righty. Let's get to it, and hopefully we can make this a very short video. All right. As you can see, my individual investing account right here is 20,841. The current time is 1:01. Basically, I'm gonna say 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. All right. All right. As you can see, live, we are down $62.42. For the day, we're up $346. For the week, finally got some good news for a week. We're up $1,323. That could be because of the dividends as well. For the month, we're down $4,415. 3 months, we are down $49,333. Year to date, I like this. So since January the 1st to now, which is what, 5 days? We're up $2,140. All right. For the past year, we're down 31,230. And all time, we're down $9,002. All right. Buying power is at $21,527. Available margins at $58,613. Margin used is at $37,085. All right, our buffer margin status, is at low risk. All right. We have $5,240 above my maintenance at 26.9%. All right, I think last week when I did this was showing high risk, and then I needed to deposit $4,500. All right, so this is where we are now. Interest. If we have gold membership and your borrowing margin, the first $1,000 is free. That means you can borrow it, pay it back, and not have to pay 1 penny on it. Pay it back, meaning, with the 1,000, you can take as long as you want to pay it back, because they're not going to charge you interest on it, and you can just keep borrowing it, the $1,000 over and over, not pay interest on it at all. All right, so the interest rates currently sits at 5% for anything less than 50K. Anything between 100 and a million, anything between 50K to 100,000K is 4.8. Anything between 100K and 1 million is 4.5%. That's where we were at before October happened to us. All right, so we've just sort of been sitting dormant since October's really trying to survive, and then we had to restructure because we got margin call. So we didn't have much of a choice. All right, let's move on so we get this portfolio. We don't want to be yabbering too much. All right, so, well, I think this was, let's see, I. All right, so ICOI is at 1685. That's where it closed at Friday. We have $8,425 as a market value. We're down $2,898. Average cost is $22.65 for 500 shares. All right. Let's check out our dividend payout we got. All right. So we had 500 shares for ICOI in our individual investment account. It paid out $2.25 for $1,123.51, right? Next, we have SoFi 27.56. Overnight market is up 10 cents. Our market value is at 27,560. We're down $229.70. If things go positive tomorrow, saying buying power is only 31. I'm gonna refresh that. Yes, it does. Yep. Okay, so if things go positive tomorrow, we should be the positive for SoFi, and I'm trying to decide if I can have patience to wait because I it's been holding my position here since November the 19th, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm ready to get back in here and start making money on my dividends. I I was I do remember it going up to since I had this position, I saw it go up to $30 and I was up about $2,000, right? I've seen it go as high as I think 33. And so that's what I was waiting on. And but we'll see. We'll see if it starts to move up and hit 30 and it holds there and for a while, we may wait to see if it go higher and set some sort of trigger to where if it drops a certain thing, we keep the value, equity, and everything. Okay, moving right along. RobinHood, 116.98 is up 117. Overnight market is another same thing. Just trying to make some quick money on it. I've been holding it. Well, probably about the same time as I was holding SoFi. So we probably haven't been holding just as long as SoFi. I think we probably bought this one in December. But anyway, market value is at 11,698. We're down $1,321. Average cost is 130 for 100 shares. Long. If I may create another position, but it's so much I want to do, but I'm not in position to do just yet. I would like to have a long term position in this Robinhood position. I just the things that Robinhood is doing and things that they got coming in the pipeline. I just feel that this could be. I just think this price could go way up, way up, way up. And those high yield ETF that has Hood, HOOW, and um, what's the other one? That's the Robinhood version. YieldMax has a version. Defiance has several of them have a different version of Hood. I think it can make some money if things go positive. All right, next we got Netflix. I jumped in there some because of the Warner Brothers. I didn't know. Yeah, what is it? Netflix put in a bid for Warner Brothers. Yes. So, all right. So it's 91.30. It's up 34 cents in the overnight market. The market value is 9,133. We're down not 9,000, $914. Average cost is $100 for 100 shares. Probably been holding it just as long. December as well. Mm-hmm. All right. So a cash account, you can see 3,940. We have 413,000 buying power. I think we're scheduled to get some dividends tomorrow for the YieldMax funds. Um, I don't have too many of them, just a one or two, right? All right. Oh, so I did transfer money out of this account over into this account when it was getting that 19 and 18,000, because we start getting high risk, and then you'll see the margin call alert come up. So I transferred money from this account over into this account because this is a margin account and this is a cash account. So I took the dividends from this one, transferred over into the other account. And this account was created with the purpose of making dividends itself, but as a cash account, and if need be, rescue this account when it needs money, if it gets low to buying power or something like that. I mean, a margin call, excuse me. All right, so in this cash account, we have our Bitwise position. Market value is 568. We're down 1888. Average cost is 2351. So this I think is not a dividend paying position. It's just I guess it's XRP, but it's not a dividend position. So we may be getting out of that one pretty soon once it get above my break even. All right, what's this position here? All right, this is Bitwise. All right, this is in our cash position as well. All right, let's see what our dividends were for here. All right, for 25 shares at 225, 568.18. I thought we did Netflix. All right, next we got Granite shares. Yield boost coin is at 805. 402 is the market value, down $94, $9.95 for 50 shares. We got a pending dividend distribution, 50 shares at 23 cents, $11.41. All right, I'm done with that one. Got Granite shares, NVIDIA, $19 is up 21 cents overnight market. 475, we're down $45. Average cost is $20.82 for 25 shares. It has a pending position, 25 shares at 35 cents, $8.75. All right. Yield boost AMD. Market value is 564. We're down $10. Average cost is 23 for 25 shares. We'll have a pending position here, 25 shares at 43 cents, $10.65. Next, we got YieldMax Mister. That this is the target 25, 41.15 is where it's at. Market value is at 205. We're down 26, almost $27 for 5 shares. We have a nope, no pending position. I guess that one doesn't pay until Wednesday, I think. And we have a cash position in AMC. Let's see here. AMC is at 160. We got $16. We're down 35 cents for 10 shares. All right. All right. Now our Charles Watt position. Let's refresh that. All right. So total cost basis at $9,390 now. We have $349 in cash here. Our account value is at 6160, and we're down $3,500. And these are our positions here. We still hadn't. Well, we're keeping an eye on this because we want to see if these positions going to change due to return on capital or return on investment. Going to see if these YieldMax position is going to change our costs per share price. I think that's what I'm waiting on. We'll see. All right. All right. Crypto, right quick. Right now, Bitcoin's at 92,370. Ethereum is at 3152. XRP is 212. And for you all's favorite crypto, yeah, I said it. CRO is at 10 cents. All right. Cool. The fear and greed is improved. Is here instead of here. I think it was here earlier. All right. Let's move on. Oh, let's go to our Excel spreadsheet, man. We moving on. All right. So, um, nothing has changed here. Our year-to-date income is at 54,829. For the month of December, we made $8,096. That's not normal. That's not typical. That's not typical, people. Don't think I'm bringing in money like that. I'm not. I just went exempt, and when I had multiple checks because of the, the day they got paid in that month. So, all right. So that's why it's a huge amount versus all that. All right. Now, none of that really matters. Over here's where we at. So, um, last week we was at $2,113.31 in our dividend distribution. All right, so I had mentioned that I didn't know. So all our dividends technically came out for the month of December. Some of them paid out on the 29th, some of them paid out on the 30th. So that brought our December distribution to $3,273.32, giving us a total for the year of $97,262.83. So we did not make our $100,000 in dividends for the year, mainly because right here, let's see, move this out of the way, mainly because right here, October, man, we got $16,113 in the month of October. And then, boom, things just from there went downhill. As you can see, November we only made $3,600, and December we only made $3,200 in dividends, right? So that put us at 97. But had we just stayed on this path here and average, let's just say 16, right? That's being modest because that's on the low end. We was aiming for between 15 and 20, right? So we would have probably had finished the year anywhere for 120,000 to maybe 130 to 135,000 in dividend distribution, and that would have put us probably over almost $200,000 for a combined income. But that wasn't the case. So, but we did average 8,100 a month in dividend distribution, which was pretty good. We got off to a slow start in the year of 2025, as you can see here, 63, 79, and then these 2 months. Liberation happened here this month. That month was already hurting, and I suppose been averaging about 10 to 12 during this period of time, because in 2024 we was doing it, and things changed in 2025. Then we got a little boost here because we got paid twice with Misty, so we had a nice dividend there. Either Misty or Coney, can't remember which one. Got a nice payout that month. Did okay these months. Didn't do too good that month. And we thought we was going to change things up, and then they fell apart. All right. So this is all of 2025. Margin there was at 243,192. We spent right at $30,000 in interest from everything across the board. Yeah, that's a lot of money I gave away, and it's a sacrifice I was making to achieve this. And then this happened, and this didn't work to our advantage because this didn't work. So if we was going to be average between 15 and 20K going into 2026, then yeah, I would say, yeah, this was worth it. but now it was not. We did make some changes because I remember I told you earlier that I transferred money from that cash account over into the margin account. Well, I subtracted the money that was being transferred from the cash account over to the margin account because that was not new money. That was money that I already had, and I just moved some over into the cash account to create it. And then I started moving some of it back when I got near margin call during these last few weeks. So I subtracted that money because that wasn't new money. But so $1,583 was new money deposited from my bank account into the Robinhood account. I want to make that distinction from last week's video this time. All right. So this is what we're looking new for 2026. So far, we've only gotten 18 cents of the month of January, right? So that's what we got from January. Excuse me. Our official debt now sits at $236, $236,588 to begin the year. That's different from 243,000, right? All right. So this is where we set beginning the year in debt. All right. All the interest has been set back to zero. Fees, active income, passive income, all have been set to zero. And now we'll begin 2026. All right. So let's see if we can achieve $100,000 for 2026. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Who all want to do the 100K challenge? I guess what Chris Sang say and a few other YouTubers. 100K challenge. See who can get to 100,000. Of course, I think he's doing options, so it's easy. Probably some people probably do that in a month, and some people do it in a few months. It's gonna be a little bit slower with this dividend process. All right. I wanted to do $100,000 because I never have made $100,000 in my life. Well, my tax lady said the year before last that I actually made 103,000. That was dividends and um, active income combined, right? But I haven't made either $1,000, $100,000 in active income just by itself, or $100,000 in dividends by itself. Combined, that's easy. You can say, okay, he made 30 here, he made 60 there, he right at it. But all right. So that's what we're going to be doing this year. And for those that are curious to how I got to where I got, we'll try to be as thorough, as transparent as possible going forward, about like I was last year. Now, these last couple months, I didn't show every little small transaction with the dividends that I just recently put in the account because I did them all just sporadically, right? There was no structure to it. I just did it, right? So once we get this money from SoFi, Hood, and Netflix, I'm gonna be, putting the shorts, trying to show you how I'm buying it, when I'm buying it, and dropping it, right? Things of that nature. All right, man. I think we're gonna make it tonight. Let's see. I don't think I got anything else to report. Let's get to the Q&A, and we'll be out of here for 2026. Mm, mm. All right, last week videos look like we got 19 comments. I'm sure that includes my replies. We had 259 views. Of course, our views have been down ever since I guess the YieldMax family has faltered and everybody been upset with YieldMax funds. So, but anyway, we moving on. All right, so let's get it. All right, first up, it's gonna be the one, the only in this corner, Mark Lesser. Sure. All right. Coming in at 79.42. All right. He says, awesome stuff, my dude. Gave me the okay sign there. Says, I think you were referring to Proverbs 12 and 10. We humans are steward to God's creation and are meant to have compassion for his creatures that share the planet with us. I replied, I believe that is it, sir. I knew there was a verse that made a reference to that, and I couldn't remember where it was, but I believe it was in Proverbs. Thank you. You're the best. All right. Next up is music. I can't make that out. De- Decros. Anyway, Music Man. Let's see here. He said at the 11 07. Okay, you're in 3 years. So you're in 3 years. Man, if only I held that so far. So technically I'm not at 3 year mark since I've been with this because I started in September of 2024. So not quite 2 years. I mean not quite 3 years yet. And I haven't held so far for 3 years. It's only been a month and a half maybe. He said it's all. He said it's gonna do well, but on the time frame you seem to be working with, good luck. Wait a minute, it's gonna do well, but on the time frame you seem to be working with, good luck. Don't lose more money in risky stuff or get margin called to oblivion. I replied, I started a RobinHood account, seriously investing in September 24, so not quite 3 years yet, but approaching it. So far, on SoFi for the 1,000 shares, I purchased that in November 2025. I'm hoping to have a few thousand shares. I'm hoping to make a few thousand. I should have said dollars, not shares, and then sell it. We're trying to go into 26 not being as risky as before, and not trying to get margin called if I can help it. Oh my. Dividend Sith number replied. Okay. All right. He says, YieldMaxMindset need to add some SMHIVVVOOQQQM. It would help defend your margin. Let's take a look at some of these. I hadn't heard of this one. SMH. What is that? All right, this is semiconductor. $373. Dividend Sith. Who do you think I am? Warren Buffett? $373? Oh my goodness. That's at an all-time high. It's not a good time to buy it. All right, so it's paying what? Okay. The stock that high is paying weekly? No, daily. Wait a minute. Oh, a minute. Oh, no, this is annually. This is annual. They paying annually one time. Yeah. 2021, 22, 23, 24. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see here. Year to date. Well, they can't do that. It's 2026 now, ain't it? So we have to go to year. Mm. So on Liberation Day, it came down. Woo! Yeah, it's been moving since Liberation Day for sure. Hmm. But yeah, I wouldn't, man. I wouldn't want to buy it now since it's at its 52-week high. I mean, it still could go up, I'm sure, but I would have to see what the target outlook and I don't know. But yeah, that's too high for me to get in right now. I mean, if it's, hey, I don't know. Let's go back. All right. I know I, all right, he's got he said mm, I shared. Ooh, another one. He must think I'm Warren Buffett. 686. It's near a 52-week high. Mm. It pays quarterly. It pays quarterly. Okay. Pays quarterly. Could have got it at 506, around 506 at Liberation Day, and been up $180 per share. That's crazy. That is crazy. Crazy. All right. VOO. That's probably one of them vanguards right there. We know it's probably solid. Oh, yeah. Yep. It's Vanguard. It's at a 52-week high too. Could have gotten it at 456 back at Liberation Day. So on these, if you all are looking at some of the dividend Sith positions on these, I mean, I don't know what the forward outlook on these are. You know, I err on the side of caution if you got in now because they're at their 52-week highs. But this is where, if you see here, this is where you, if you are patient and strategic, if you can be patient and disciplined, right? And you got cash stashed somewhere and you waiting to get in. On days where we have disruption like this and the market falls like this, that's when you want to get in. Y'all remember that post I just posted on my position? Let's see here. Check this out. Just happened. What are we doing here? All right. So this post I posted on Friday, right? Check this out. Big gains come after big tests. The largest rally in history happened after the market stress. Bear markets, recession, crashes, fear driven sell off. Those who held or add shares during fear achieve the best yields on cost, averages, and long term upside. This plays into exactly this here. If you had cash on hand, not broke like I was, from check to check, trying to come up with some money to get dividends, right? But if you was someone who had money and was waiting to get in the market, if you got in on Liberation Day, just as that post says, on these three positions that we just reviewed, look, if you got in around that, that was 465. Man, you're up. You're up big time. All right. So that was that position. This was the Vanguard position. Here, you'll be up. Tremendous. But you gotta have perfect. I ain't gonna say perfect time, but you gotta be patient. Have money on the side, and when the market pulls back that 10%, or even when it does real serious correction on 20%, and you think it's near the bottom, and you jump in, and then you just patiently wait. So from May to now, you'll be up. All right, what's the other position? QQQM. That sound more like an inverse or something. I'm not sure about that. NAS Invesco. Okay. All right. So it's at a 52-week high as well. Liberation Day, you could have got it around 175. All right. Dividends, it pays quarterly as well. Yeah. Now these are what good invest in. good investments. It would help defend your margin. So basically, he's saying if you got these in your portfolio along with these high yield ETF that we have, but if you got in around Liberation Day or any significant pullback, and you got your high yields and these positions that he's talking about here, that they're up now, and you got them in a margin account, yeah, they would definitely offset your high yields that you have. But you would have had to got in them on now, like here. I said, yeah, I mean this is the pot of gold if you got in around these time, right? But if you got in here, you good. If you got in here, you still good, So yeah. Yeah, so those are good positions to get into. Thank you, Dividend Seth. All right. 6 days ago, he says, Happy New Year's. Your portfolio grows 35%. Mike says, We sure hope 2026 is better because November, December was lousy this year. No holiday boom as usual. Basically, that Santa rally they talk about, we didn't get it. Dividend Sis says, At Mike, I'm going to be honest. If any YouTubers say we need a we need a pullback or an additional correction after this fourth quarter, I'm going to do my best to cuss them out in every single way possible. Ah! I was messing with him. I said, thank you, sir. Happy New Year's to you, blessing and prosperity your way. Now, let's talk about this small 35%. No way, my guy. I want 85% or more return this year. He says, I'll say 85% on growth, but on payouts, not going to happen. Let's see here. At Mike, I says, started off bad. 2025 started off bad, picked up a little bit about the middle, then October, November, just awful. Um, and then I replied back to Dividend Sis. I says, You mean to tell me that you don't want no more deep discounts? Let's see here. Let's see here. He replied, he see here. He says, YieldMax Mindset, agreed, sir. All of this uh shakiness, I have adjusted my stance to 60% growth and 40% distribution. But one till bit going to fund my 2020 IRA. Mm, I don't know what that means. Prior distribution funds are NextPay, Weekly, Maggie, Chippy. Yes, I'm still holding Hui and WPay. Please pray they take MSTW out of WPay. It will shoot right up. Okay. So these are the positions that he's talking about. He's got um I was mentioning this one to one of the girls, one of the ladies. I hadn't heard of that one, XPay. I've seen this one. I can't remember. I know what that one. I've seen that one. I hadn't. I don't think I've seen that one. XPay, Maggie. Yep, Round Hill, YieldMax, Round Hill. Mm-hmm. All right. Music says at 240, 255, bro. I said, I'm assuming that you're reacting to my margin status at that time that was high risk and that I needed to deposit 46, around 46.50 or close my position to reduce my risk of my margin goal. He says, How are you so calm? How are you so calm losing that much of your stack, my dude? Oh, there can't be that much in Um, he says there can't be that much in ad revenue on YouTube to walk that portfolio. I says music. The Lord give it and the Lord take it. I'm just a steward of it. Gotta do better at preserving it once I obtain it. I said no. I'm not making. I said no. I'm only making just over $100 every other month from YouTube, and that's just started here the last few months. Trust me, I'm not getting wealthy from making these YouTube videos. I spend more time making these videos than I do analyzing and studying stocks, which is not good. Um, so, matter of fact, since he's talking about that, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go here, YouTube Studios. Let's go to Analyze Analytics, and let's go Lifetime. All right. So Lifetime, my channel has gotten 406,805 views, right? Revenue is what I wanted to hit. All right, revenue. So here in July, you can see that's when I actually started of 2025 is when I started making my first little change on YouTube. And you can see, so I'm not over here making some big killing on YouTube. Let's go to revenue. So you can see it better here, right? So this is what I've made in my lifetime. $414.68. Okay. So I'm not killing it. Nobody, no stretch imagination. No stretch. So what I may do, mm, 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 drop drop this in the comments, is put a section here, or I put my YouTube revenue that I get, because most of that is being invested. So far, I've invested it right back into my dividends position in my Charles Schwab account. But I can create something over here, or I can show my payout I get from YouTube, right? So right now, you all know I just made what, $414 so far. All right, Mike says, like you said, often it's hard for people to understand what's said in our holy Bible, because the way people spoke back then is very different from today's almost Shakespearean like. It sadly makes many lose interest to learn. I said it's true. It requires patience and asking the Lord to help you understand it, and He'll begin translating the words as you read. I guess it's part of the process of seeking after Him. If you really want Him, can you begin looking for a deeper understanding? Uh, Paraphrasing here: seek and you shall find; knock and it shall be open. So when you want Him, He'll make Himself available. And I'm not making up saying that to you, but I'm just saying in general, Mike. For anybody that's looking. All right, next video. It's going to be this one. All right, Zane says, working on investing in weekly and monthly ETF to earn passive income. 8,000 monthly in a suggestion for ETFs with low NAV erosion. I said, check these out: BTCI, TSPY, TDAQ, EGGY, BLOX, KSLV, GAIX. Now, for you all that, if you're still watching this one here, of course, this is by Neos. That's by that. I can't remember who that's by. Tat. This one is a new one. Iggy. I can't remember who that's by. I think that's by Neos too. I think this is by Curve. This is by Defiance. Now, this is one that I will be getting for sure. Uh, no, it's by Nicholas. I was thinking it was by Defiance. But anyway, let's see if this is the one. Oh, this is not it. No, this is not it. But anyway, yeah, it's around 16, 17. It pays. It was paying pretty decent up until December. Then it started paying 7 cents, but it was averaging about 35 cents before the end, right? Oh, I know the one that I was talking about. QLDY. Defiance. I knew it was Defiance, right? So it's 46.63. Now I wasn't planning on getting back into any Defiance ETF. The way some of you all felt about YieldMax ETFs and say, hey, I'm not getting out of I'm not doing YieldMax, I'm not coming back to YieldMax. That's how I was with Defiance ETFs. When they did what they did and they just um, kept losing the nail. They did reverse splits. Boom. And I just touched a few of them. I didn't get deep into Defiance. I was just because they started out with a few that were pretty neat. IWMY. But this is the one I'm planning on getting into. It's the inception was around September, so it hadn't been out too long. 52 week is 52 and 45, right? The past year, that's what it looks like. But this is one I'm considering. Why am I considering? No big reason, but right here, 2x per week, meaning it pays twice per week. And so sometimes the way the calendar falls on, it get paid. You get paid Monday, you get paid Wednesday, and you get paid Friday. All right. So this is the month of December, right? So every other day it's paying 2 days a week, and some of these were 3 days in the calendar week. Some of them were two, some of them were three, some were two. So if you go back and look at the month of December, let me just pull it up on phone, and I tell you right here on my phone, folks. That's right. Tell you on my phone. All right. So on the first, that was a Monday. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You got paid 3 days, 3 times that week. And then the following week, you got paid on the 10th, which was Wednesday, and the 12th, Friday. So that week you got paid 3 times. This week you got paid 2 times. And then the following week, 17th, 17th and the 19th, you got paid twice that week. And then another one was the 24th and the 24th. Maybe because, all right, so 31st and 29th and 31st, that was twice that week. And so, yeah, but this first was 3. I don't know because of the calendar spacing or what, but it says twice per week. So, so that's what I did. So that's one I'm considering getting for real though. All right. Another position. This is Curve, KGLD, QQQI, MLP. Now these are. Let's see if I can find it. The reason why I suggested that I didn't come up with those positions myself. This individual right here. Now, let's see. She had posted this in. Mm, 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 mm. She was posting a lot today. I kept seeing it pop up. But her T and A, you may not agree with everything she does, but her analysis is, man. Okay, she's posted a lot of stuff. All right, right here. All right, this is this it? All right, so this is a position she recommended holding these for people who are between the ages of 20 and 40. She said again, I'm not a pro or anything, but if you're in your 20s and 40s, 20 to 40s, and want higher risk, strong yield, and little NAV erosion, this is what I'll build. Solid core, aggressive growth, income that works, about 23% yield. Thinks these two plus that as blah, blah, blah. And then she had another one that she did it right here, I think. All right. She says, if you had to build a 20, excuse me, if you had to build a 2026 portfolio and was 50 plus, this would be my swan cover calls based on performance, assets under management, credibility, volatility, structure, diversification, and durability. She suggested these. These are going to give a 16% and 16% annually. So these are the positions that she was suggesting. So that's sort of where this comes from. All right. And I just combined both of those because she had some of these in both, and I just took all, and then she had double. I didn't, But anyway, all right, all right. Code 77799 says HOO double disappointing. Guess it's time to get all in on Chippy. So he wants to go from Round Hill to YieldMax. I said, don't be disappointed in HOOW. RobinHood is just down at the moment, but RobinHood has some features that are coming out sometime this quarter or this first quarter, second quarter. And I do believe that Hood could go up to 250 this coming year. Now, I have no data, no analytics to suggest that, just a hunch. All right. Dividend says, Happy New Year, YieldMaxMindset. I said, thank you, brother. I just thank the Lord for allowing me to get through 2025 and cross over to 2026. This is your Yield Max Mindset saying Happy New Year's, brother. Shorts. I don't think we did, but just one short, right? Let's see here. Well, that one got 1,000 views, y'all. I think it's because of the little Christmas thing on the RobinHood. Y'all saw, was probably curious. All that. Well, here's something new. Um, let's see here. At YieldMax Mindset, really just watch some YouTube videos on what a cover call. Oh, okay, that was last week. Or was it? Very simple. You was already doing it with Coney. Wait a minute. A YieldMax Mindset, not really. Just watch some YouTube videos on what a cover call is. It's very simple. You was already doing it with Coney. Is how YieldMax played those dividends to you. But with SoFi, you can do it yourself since you have so many shares. If actually wanted to invest safer and make money with it, you have to be willing to learn new things. That is true, my brother. That is true. This individual said, I never like to be too overly invested in stocks. 1,000 shares is too much. Plus, he also has 100 shares of Hood, which follows each other's movement. Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna eventually get into the cover call stuff, but when I tell you, I have so much going on that, what does they say? A jack of all trades, a master of none. Yeah. So I have my hands in a lot of cookie jars. Um, sometimes the self care that I need is getting neglected because I'm so involved in so many auxiliaries on some boards. Um, you got church stuff, we got work. Everybody's got something going on. So, but anyway, we're gonna get there. Hopefully, I do have some experience. I think when I reflect back on it, I did take this little course on cover calls, and I was doing it with Play Money and my E Trade account. So I need to go back and brush up on those videos, um, and figure out how to do it. I really just need to do some paper trading so I can be familiar with the navigation in each different platform and get comfortable with it. And at first, I need to have some cash build up just in case I do mess up and I can have money to cover. But anyway, we'll get there. Y'all keep me in your prayers. Dave, the lender. All right. 7 comments here. Zane says, so you use margin to purchase your portfolio? That's the question she asked. She said, I'm new to understanding the use of margin. Do you pay it back once earning profits and then keep all the surplus afterwards? Um, this individual says you pay monthly until it's paid back. I replied, in that particular account, I probably have about 27,000 that was cash, and by converting to margin, it 2 or 3x your money and allows you to have that money available for margin use. Be careful. Don't get risky like I did and borrow 80 to 90% of it. No more than 20 to 30% should be used. There are no monthly due dates for paying back your margin. Mainly, you are charged interest each month on the outstanding balance. If you are a gold member, you pay probably less than 5% each month on the outstanding balance. To pay the margin balance off, this is how that happens. If you have dividends that pay weekly or monthly, when those dividends are paid out, it reduces the balance owed on your margin. For instance, say you borrowed 10,000 on margin and you got paid 1,000 this week in dividends. Your remaining balance on margin is now sits at 9,000. You can let the dividends, that you get weekly or monthly pay off the margin, or you can deposit cash and pay off the margin balance earlier. Uh, and I was letting him know that there are weeklies. That's right. She says, thank you for the detailed explanation. I appreciate it. I always look forward to your videos. It has been helpful. Thank you. I appreciate that, Zane. Mac Doc says, pick up sofa, the next Amazon Asia. It is still early. I said at my doc, I haven't heard of the sofa, but I'll try to remember to keep my eye on it. You may have to remind me because I'll forget. So let's look at what he's saying. Is that 350 Society Pass Incorporated? I'm assuming that's the one. He would have to. I'm gonna ask him that. Let's see here. Let's see how to do that. Uh, let's just do this. Because sometimes, uh, if it's a foreign, you could get the wrong one. Let me ask him this. All right. Okay. All right. So we got posts. I think I've only did. Uh, yeah, it's December the 20th. That's Christmas. Let's see, it's 9 days ago. Oh, so someone says, "Are you in Round Hill?" No more YieldMax. Are you in Round Hill? No more YieldMax. What? People want me to get out of my YieldMax. Y'all gotta understand. I'm a faithful individual. I'm loyal. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when just your relationship with your companion, just cause things get a little rocky, you don't bail. You don't go divorce them just cause they ain't doing as well as they was doing when you first started out. You know, she done put on a little weight. You know, she don't look as youthful as she do. But hey, you're not in there for that. You're in there because there's something deeper. You're looking at the soul, right? You're not looking at the external beauty, right? She's loyal. She has character. She's reliable. She's resourceful. All these things that make up that companion. You know, so I just don't things get a little rocky and throw it to the side like that. No, we gotta talk, communicate, take some time, figure this thing out, and ask the Lord how should we go about moving forward. But anyway, y'all, yes, I am still in YieldMax funds. Y'all gotta understand when all these high yield ETFs came out, YieldMax was the king. And there wasn't too many things. Neos, I think, had been around. Maybe one or two others had been around, but nobody was doing it like that. And when YieldMax came out, it came out during a good time. Um, like you go back to 2024, YieldMax was killing it, making money. And then you had things to change up in 2025, different administration, and the market just is moving different. All right, let's see here. So sometimes I don't see comments when I'm trying to find all the comments to try to reply back to you guys. Sometimes I don't see them. I'll be trying. All right, this one should be our last one. Oh, just short over me. Code 7779999 says 4K USD gain total from the last 2 months. That was a question. He said, "Nice, bro. Keep it up." But I had to let him know, no, bro, that's not a 4K gain over the last 2 months. That 24K is my individual investment amount plus crypto plus my cash account that has a value of 24K. In the individual investment account alone, I'm probably down about 8 to 9K in value. He's like, oh, snap. Okay. Victor Miser says, sell the dividend crap. I said, say what? Max Daniel Stratus says all paid for shields. I don't know what he was trying to say here. I said, what do you mean, dude? What do you mean? So if you see that, reply. All right, I'm out, guys. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to